All right, welcome to the Krug Show as we recap everything that happened down in Ninerland on a Wednesday. And it was a busy Wednesday down in 49erland. Of course, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. All right, today in Santa Clara, the Niners getting ready to take on the New York Giants on Sunday at MetLife in New Jersey, I should say. As far as today at practice, there was no Jake Brendel, no D. Winters, no Alfred Collins, no Yatir Gross Matos, no Pearsall, no Huff, no Trent Williams. They all sat out. Purdy was limited. He did do some reps. Barch is back. He's trying to work his way back from the ankle. He was limited. Elliott was limited, and Sam O were limited. Barch, Elliott, and Sam O all battling ankle injuries. So that's what that's who the rundown of, who practiced, who didn't. We did see Cleve Farrell come out to practice. Shanahan was asked, is Cleve going to play in the game on Sunday? And he said, it depends how he looks at practice. I thought he looked pretty good at practice. We'll find out what Shanahan thought later in the week. Keon White also showed up late, and he practiced a little bit. Shanahan was asked, about Keon White, and he's like, yeah, we really like Keon White. And, he talked about how well he played against the Niners a year ago when the Niners took on the New England Patriots. So interesting day overall. The big story around Kyle Shanahan was the Juwan Jennings thing. Juwan Jennings, according to the morning reports from the ESPN guys, the Niners may be trading Jennings. And yet when Kyle was asked about, are you going to trade Jennings, he basically rebuffed that and said, Jennings isn't going to be here. Or he's not going to be dealt. Most likely he is going to be here. So that was pretty much the day that was at practice for the 49ers. They're getting ready. They're trying to regroup. I thought Shanahan was in kind of a foul mood today. He was kind of short with some of the media people, and he's obviously feeling the pressure of the fact that they played terrible last week. And his offense just got totally dominated by D'Amico Ryan's defense. So that's going to have to turn around. He also talked about Andre Dillard, and they said, he said, hey, we've been waiting for him for a while. So he was asked, is Andre Dillard going to be your swing offensive tackle? He's like, we're trying. So they like him as a pass protector. He's not much as a run blocker, but the fact that Shanahan admitted that the Niners have been waiting on Dillard for weeks kind of indicates that, they know that Pleasance is not up to the task of being a starting tackle, and they're just lucky that they don't have to put him in that spot. So there you go. That is the practice updates from today in Santa Clara. Now let's hear from Kyle Shanahan. He talked to us after practice, and or I guess it was before practice, and he talked a little bit about Brock Purdy's toe. And here's what he had to say.
What do you hope to see, or what do you need to see from Brock this week to make a decision to feel confident that he's ready to go?
That he feels confident he's ready to go based off how his toe feels. I mean, he's going to look that way most likely from getting out there. He's not going to. He gets out there and he's hobbling around and stuff. He won't be out there, so he's got to go out there and go through the practices and stuff and really let us know how good he feels, because it's hard to know what's going on with the toe, and they're really iffy things. And something, last time we felt like he was feeling pretty good, looked pretty good in practice, and then in the game, one hit and set him back 5 or 6 weeks, whatever this has been, 4 weeks. So it's kind of a sensitive situation, and hopefully getting some reps in practice and stuff will give him that confidence that it's better than it was last time.
So he'll essentially tell you by the end of the week whether he feels well enough to play?
I didn't give him a deadline. It's not as black and white as you guys want it to be.
There you go, a little Kyle Shanahan talking about Brock Purdy, and the timeline. Hey, it's not as black and white as the media wants it to be. It's not as clear cut. The bottom line is the 49ers, if you believe the doctors, at least the doctors that I've talked to, turf toe is a 2 to 6 week injury, and it could be a 2 to 8 week injury. And he hurt it in Seattle, didn't play in New Orleans, didn't play in Arizona, and tried to come back 2 weeks later and made it worse. So he played in Jacksonville, and he hasn't played since. So he missed L.A., Tampa, Atlanta, Houston. He's missed 4 games. This would be the 5th game off. Once again, I think 6 to 8 weeks is the doctors that I've talked to. That's what they say it needs. So that means he would miss this game. He would miss the Rams game. That would be 6 weeks. The Arizona game would be 7 weeks, and the Carolina game would be 8 weeks. My guess is he comes back somewhere in the second half of November, either November 16th against Arizona on the road there in Glendale, or he comes back for the Monday Nighter at home against the Carolina Panthers on November the 24th, the week of Thanksgiving. So I that would be my guess of when Purdy does try to give it a go at that point. But you never know. I mean, he could have another setback. Mac Jones could play really well. They could decide that they want to take more precautions, and they could hold him out until December if they want. The week 14 bye, I would imagine he's going to try to play before that, because that is, you got another month of football after this Giants game before the bye week. But if you're really being smart about this and you really think that there's a chance that resting it is going to put the whole thing to bed, if that were the case, I think I would, depending on if you could win some of these games, I think I would rest him through the bye week and bring him back for the final stretch of the season. You played Tennessee December 14th. You play the Indianapolis Colts on Monday Night Football 2 days before Christmas Eve. Then you play the Bears on the 28th of December. And then you get that final game against Seattle, and it's playoff time. So that's plenty of time for a tune-up if you're trying to get ready to play in the playoffs. So, I mean, that would be to me, I really think there's a very good chance that he's back against Arizona or Carolina. But if there's any kind of setback at all, they could push it to after the bye week, and he could come back week 15 against Tennessee. So that's kind of the way I see the Brock Purdy thing. Shanahan was asked about Juwan Jennings. And, one of the reports was that Jennings may get dealt before the deadline. Here's what Kyle had to say about it.
Requested a trade before the season. Is there a possibility he could get traded before the deadline, or is that off the table?
I'd be very surprised if Juwan wasn't on our team throughout this year.
Yeah, right to the point. So I guess that takes the Fowler report and just says, put that in the waste paper basket. And I don't know where he was getting his information, but it doesn't sound like Shanahan agrees, and he's the head coach. All right, we take a brief time out to tell you about our friends at Plank. We should tell you that 49er practice reports and Niner reports this season are brought to you by our friends at Plank, the 50,000 square foot entertainment eatery at Jack London Square in Oakland. It's a cool spot. Plank just opened the Hub, a brand new sports viewing space with a 30-foot media wall and over 70 TVs. It's the ultimate spot to watch every single game. Enjoy incredible food, specialty cocktails, and their massive 15,000 square foot outdoor beer garden. It is super cool. Plus, bring the kids. They'll love the bowling, bocce. There's arcade games. It's the place to be for game days or on a fun weekend out. Check them out at their website, plankoakland.com. That's right, plankoakland.com. And thanks to Plank for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. Let's hear from Kyle on the acquisition of the day. The Niners acquired Keon White, and it didn't sound like Kyle was overly enthusiastic. I mean, he knows that they needed some help, but it didn't sound like he felt like Keon White was going to ride in and save their season. Here he is.
What did you all like about Keon White, and how do you envision his fit on the line?
I mean, we need D linemen with all our guys injured. Also, regardless, he would help to any team. I thought he was a problem when we played against him last year. Really liked what he does on film, too. He can play DN and he can rush inside, so versatile guy.
Yeah, there you go. Short and sweet. As I said, Kyle didn't seem like he was in a very good mood today, but there was him talking a little bit about Keon White. And I think, Keon White's not an edge rusher, but he's a guy that can play a little bit off the edge. He can play a little bit inside. I still think the Niners are going to look for more edge rush help than just him. But getting Cleve Farrell and getting Keon White makes them a little less naked on that defensive line. They just need bodies at this point. All right, let's hear from Juwan Jennings. Jennings held court at his locker today, and judging by what he had to say, it doesn't sound like he wants out at all.
I said, I just love playing with this team, man. It's to go out there every day and see guys, like Kittle, Juice, Mac 10 out here. Even when I saw D-Rob after catching that pass, man, it just, it fires me up because we got a lot of guys on this team who want to contribute and can contribute, and just great players that make it fun to come.
There you go. A little bit of Juwan Jennings. He's loving everybody, right? I love Kittle. I love Mac 10. I love D-Rob. I love everybody. So there you go. Is he unhappy? Is he happy? Sounds pretty happy to me. I caught up with Sebastian Valdez. Valdez is a guy that I've really loved all summer, and he's got a lot of talent. He's on the practice squad. His day is coming for sure, but I haven't had a chance to actually have any conversations with him. He always just seems very busy, but I caught up with him at his locker today, and we talked for a couple minutes, and here's a little bit of Sebastian Valdez, one of my favorite Niners.
We're here in the Niner locker room with Niner practice squad defensive lineman Sebastian Valdez. And how's rookie year going so far?
Going good, man. Super thankful for this opportunity. Get to learn from a lot of guys, but no, it's been a good year.
Have you ever played? I get this question a lot. Have you ever played any defensive end? If this team was solo on defensive ends and they had to go to you to play defensive end, you get off the ball. You're a good rusher inside. Could you rush from the end?
My specialty is interior for
Yeah.
sure, and that's what I practice. That's what I do. I'd say whatever this team needs me to do, I'll do. But for right now, I think my specialty is defensive end.
Where did you develop your skills, man? Because you get off the ball, got good hand placement. I've watched you all summer. A lot of times Chris is like, hey, good rep, good rep. He's really giving you encouragement on the field that you're doing a lot of the right things. Who coached you up? Who would you like to credit for how you got here, man?
Yeah, my D-line coach at Montana State,
Yeah.
Sean Howe. Kudos to him. He taught me pretty much all I know about pass rushing and just being intent with what I do and how I do it, how to pass rush. And I learned all my craft through him. And obviously, I got to develop with him for 3 years, and I owe a lot to him. That guy.
Who's an interior guy that you watch here that you like to watch his technique and you like to watch his reps when they're doing one-on-ones that you feel like, hey man, I'm able to steal something here?
Yeah, I think Yetur does a great job rushing the side.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can tell he's a freak of an athlete.
Yeah.
Kevin Givens, smaller body, but again, he's really good with his feet, his hands, just the way he does things. So I think those two guys are two guys I can really look forward to seeing them pass rush and learn a lot from.
What do you need to work on when you watch yourself? Like when Chris is saying, hey man, we like this, but we don't like that. What do you need to work on, do you think?
I mean, there's a lot of things I can always work on. I wouldn't say something is specific, but again, I think pass rushing is a form of art, I'd say. So you got to be really precise and very detailed with your rushes. You can't just throw random moves here and there. So just being more precise, throwing things the right way, and setting my rushes up.
You're on a D-line with Nick Bosa. He is so good with his hands and feet and placement and technique and all that. Can you learn anything from watching him do his thing?
Yeah, obviously what Bosa does is one of a kind.
Yeah.
He's a freak of an athlete. Does things the right way, and the way he pass rushes, it's hard to emulate because only stuff like Bosa can do.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely take away little nuggets and kudos from him, and try to emulate it as best as I can, right? But I learned a lot from Bosa, and yeah.
You played at the FCS level, then you played a year for UW at the FBS level. Now you're playing in the NFL. Describe those three levels. I mean, it's three. I mean, this is obviously the highest it gets, but is there a big jump from FCS O linemen blocking you to FBS guys in the Pac-12?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there is a big difference. Obviously, bigger bodies, bigger players. Just the game is different, but at the end of the day, it's football, and that's what I kept having you tell myself over and over again. It's just football, and now I'm here doing it, and it's going well.
Give me one moment this summer where you're like, man, when I think of making it in the NFL, I think of that. I mean, you had a great summer. I think there's a lot of Chris. I know feels very highly about you. I know the players in your do as well. Was there a moment though this summer where you're like, hey man, I belong here. This is where this is no accident. This is where I belong.
I think it was just stacking days over training camp.
Yeah,
and just seeing success, seeing progress, seeing yourself get better on film, and just taking those steps daily. And really evaluating yourself and saying, man, like I really can do this, you know. And obviously during the preseason, it went well. I enjoyed my time, and yeah, I'll say that.
Two last ones for you, Chris. I mean, man, sometimes when I'm watching practice, I'll go watch your guys' drills. Cause he fucking yelling and he's screaming.
Yeah.
I mean, what have you ever played for a coach like that? What have you learned this year from Chris? Because he's screaming, but he's smart and everything's for a reason. What's it like playing for him?
Yeah, I mean, I had a coach like that at Montana State,
Really?
Sean Howe. So, Chris being intense is not abnormal to me.
Right.
Kind of used to it, but it's good. It's good when you have a coach like that, a coach that cares, coach that pays attention to details and truly cares about the sport. So,
Yeah.
I'm thankful to be with Chris.
It's like Chris could put on if Chris could put on the pads and the helmet, he probably would. You know, he
his
probably
body's
would.
messed up, but if he could, he would.
If he could, he would. He'd be in there with the dip in and the whole deal.
Yeah.
All right, Niner fans love to know about you guys. What's something that you're into outside of football when you're not lifting, training, you know, doing all the things that football players do in the off season? What are your hobbies? What are you interested in outside of ball?
Yeah, obviously I dedicate my life to football, but outside of football, I mean, I'm from San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Nice,
going to
love
the
that
beach.
town.
I just love spending time with my family. I'm a family guy.
Yeah.
I'm an indoor kind of guy.
Okay.
I like to spend my most of my time with my family, honestly. But I love being in San Diego. I love being down there, and shout out my people from San Diego. So
Best beach in San Diego. Would you rather go to like La Jolla up by UC San Diego, where that little crescent goes out there and the water breaks over and you got the seals up there, or do you like PB or Mission Beach?
it just depends on what type of mood you're in. If you're trying to go like more like food wise or being party scene or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, what's like
PB.
the part? PB is the
PB,
party.
Mission Beach,
Yeah.
either one of those. But if you want to be more calm, more family, like you'd go to the northern beaches like La Jolla,
Yeah.
Del Mar, wherever
Yeah.
the case may be.
San Diego is amazing. You live there in the off season?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So coming to the Niners is perfect, huh? You can
man.
be up here at Short Flight, your family. You can go during the bye week, probably buzz down there and see your family and
I'm
everything.
from California, so I love California.
You're loving
I
it.
love
You're
being
loving
in the
it.
state, and super thankful.
We're big fans of your game, man. Your day's coming. Thanks for the time and good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate you, Larry.
Sebastian Valdez.
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate you.
Good stuff there from, I almost called him Alvarez, but Sebastian Valdez, who is a hell of a talent and a really good guy. All right, we want to tell you that 49er football season is presented by Sleeper, the fastest growing fantasy platform in the world. It's a one-stop shop. You're getting blazing fast news, real-time stats, group chat, season-long leagues, and, of course, Sleeper picks for daily fantasy. Use promo code Larry, and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Links in the description. Terms and conditions do apply. So thanks to Sleeper for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. And also, we should tell you, our good friends at Habbas Law have a great deal coming up. Do you want to go to San Jose State against Hawaii? Because we've got tickets to give away, courtesy of Habbas Law. That's right, November 1st, 7:30, down at Spartan Stadium in the South Bay. San Jose State and the University of Hawaii locking horns, and we've got tickets, courtesy of Habbas Law. So awesome. We, how are we giving these away, Kev? Are we, what's our giveaway on these?
Filling out the link in the description.
Okay.
Form.
Once again, if you want tickets to San Jose State and Hawaii, courtesy of our sponsor Habbas Law, fill out the link is in the description, and you can fill out the application and you can get tickets. You can get tickets to go see San Jose State and Hawaii on November 1st, 7:30 kick at Spartan Stadium. Once again, the link's in the description for that. And thanks to Habbas Law for being a proud sponsor of the Krug Show. So thanks to our sponsors. Hit like and subscribe on your way out the door. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.